Head to Twitch, browse the Fortnite directory, and if there isn't a major tournament like the FNCS or the Cash Cup series, it seems like the livestream world of Fortnite is being dominated by wagers. Hello and welcome back to the channel, my name is Krashy, and today we're going to explore the world of wagering in Fortnite and discuss some of the issues that I have with the seemingly overlooked gambling problem that is growing within the game. But before we dive into it, show me some love and support by dropping a like on the video, it really does help me out, and subscribe with post notifications on to stay updated every time a new video goes live on the channel. So first and foremost, I want to explain wagering and my position on the subject. Wagering in the context of Fortnite is based on creative box fighting. Players will load into a pre-built creative map with standardized loadouts, health, shields, and materials. The objective is simple: win more rounds than your opponent and win the money that is wagered. By definition, it is a fair, skill-based matchup. At a first glance, still, I'm not a huge fan of this. My mind immediately fears the worst, and I've personally seen a lot of young kids wagering professional players with a very low win rate, essentially meaning they're losing all their money. The culture and drama that follows on social media is less than attractive, and ultimately from the outside looking in, wagering just seems really messy. Now, I'll be honest, I can't even begin to dive into the legalities of wagering because I'm just simply not familiar with the law in various states or countries, nor if this version of skill-based gambling falls under the umbrella definition of traditional gambling. So, to put it simply, there are a lot of gray areas here, and even I'm unsure on what is technically legal or illegal. MSF Clix, a well-known professional player in North America, is one of the most popular wager players in the world. I wanted to take my worries about wagering to Clix and get his thoughts, so I went to his stream, donated, and asked him what he thought. Let's roll it.
Hey Clix, I am making a video talking about why I don't think wagers should be allowed in some cases because it's a form of gambling that leaves room for exploiting kids into losing money to play with their favorite streamers. Mind giving your take?
You sound mad goofy, show me real you.
So apparently I sound mad goofy, but here's what Clix actually had to say a little bit later on.
Someone just says, gave $5. I'm making a video talking about why I don't think wagers should be allowed in some cases because it's a form of gambling that leaves room for exploiting kids into losing money to play with their favorite streamers. Mind giving me your take?
Yeah, I lost a lot of money from gambling. This is gambling.
What, did you send me my money though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there. I lost money against Clix.
Well, you sent me 100.
Unfortunate.
To tell them to go back to yes. Okay. I feel like it's a kid's fault if he knows he should lose money. You know what I mean? Like everybody, like I lost fucking thousands of dollars in wagers. Like it's whatever, dude. Like obviously it's a lot of money, but I make it back by doing other wagers and winning the wagers. You know, it's based on what the kid does. Like. How hella people wager me, and hella people wager me to just talk to me, and they obviously lose their money, you know. But like,
it's kind of like a normal donation.
Mom, give me a kiss.
It's kind of like,
but you get something in return from it.
Yeah, it's like them donating to like talk to their favorite streamer, like talk to me, and like that's like fun as like talking to a viewer, even though they paid for a wager, you know. So,
hey guys, how you doing?
if some kids, you just need to know when to stop. Like if you lost $100 and you only have $200 in your PayPal, like stop it, you know, like.
So I have to admit, I was a little worried about asking Clix's opinion live with thousands of viewers who I suspected would dismiss my opinion and call me a boomer, and yet I was met with a very different perspective from Clix and a rather split opinion in his chat. The standout response from Clix and his friends to me was the emphasis on wagers being like any normal donation, but that the viewer is paying for an experience of playing with their favorite streamer, on top of being able to compete for money. This is actually a fine perspective and kind of challenged my position, but it also presses my opinion on the gray areas of wagering. I don't think wagers are bad. In fact, I think they make pretty good content, especially when there's no tournaments going on, but I'm still just not a fan of seeing very young children risking money their parents earn to face off against a professional player for a chance to win, or even just for the experience of playing with them. Don't get me started on the annoying tweets I see consistently on Twitter each day. If I had $1 for every tweet exposing someone for not paying them in a wager, I'd have more money than the players actually winning the wagers and making money. Let's not forget the recent drama surrounding LG Destroy being super toxic and sexist during wagers. While this is not directly connected with my main issue that I have with wagering, I feel like the drama and negativity that comes from the wager community is rather consistent. So the question is this: what can be done? Can this or should this be regulated? Should this be allowed or banned? Realistically, I don't think there's anything that can be changed, so making this video and starting this dialogue is not about canceling the wager community, but more about sharing my thoughts and feelings on the issues that I have with kids wasting their money or being exploited. It would be nice if the gaming community would politely agree not to wager anyone's say under the age of 15, but again, realistically, that can't be regulated. Unless Twitch or Epic come down really hard with rules against wagering, I expect that nothing will change, but maybe being more open-minded and mindful of the situation can help others make decisions about who they wager in a more moral and ethical way. I wanted to try something new on this video, so I asked on Twitter for some thoughts on wagering, and I wanted to put some of y'all's thoughts and tweets in the video. Doodles Music had this to say: I've been thinking about it a lot since I saw your tweet yesterday. I personally think it should be banned from both Twitch and Fortnite itself. It's essentially gambling for kids, just with little luck involved. Ravs had a little bit of a different take. It's called making your own decisions in life. People bet on sports, people bet on horses. My dad took me to the racetrack for years when I was a kid, and am I a degenerate gambler? The answer is no. He actually later on kind of changed his position and agreed a little bit based on the game and like the fact that there are a lot of young kids. Jibberson added on Twitter, should be regulated more and or a better system in place. I don't know how, to prevent scamming, as it happens way too often. And there was a few replies, and I'll even share my thoughts a little bit on UMG. While UMG does regulate that a little bit and kind of keeps people from getting scammed, it seems like the UMG service for wagering is just like underutilized or just isn't that popular. And ultimately, it's not like you can regulate the entire wager community, not just to play in Discord or to play on streams. So ultimately, even if there was things like UMG in place, there's just no real good way to regulate it. So that's why I personally feel like not a whole lot will change. Like I said earlier, I hate to be the boomer that comes down on the fun of wagers, but it is kind of our responsibility to read between the lines and navigate the gray areas in a way that keeps our community safe. I personally see no argument that could convince me that accepting a donation from someone under the age of 15 or at a minimum 13 years old for a wager is acceptable. Those kids are using their parents' money with or without their consent, and 9 times out of 10 they are losing it for a chance to play with someone they look up to. That's just a bit too exploitative to me, and I just kind of can't support it. While writing up the script for this video, I did talk to a friend of mine who had something particularly nice to say about Clix. I'm not a regular viewer of his, even though I do look up to him as a professional player, but since he's the target from our questioning on the topic, I wanted to be sure to represent him properly. My friend Kip told me that he's often seen Clix either let like really young players win the wager, or he will just give them back their money. So on that note, I think that's very nice. It's important to note that I don't mean to demonize the entire wager community or Clix specifically, but that I do hope more people operate with respect for their audience, especially their younger viewers. But I want to pass it to you guys. What's good and what's bad about wagering? Should this be allowed or should this be banned by Epic or Twitch? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thanks for checking out the video. Please do not leave without leaving a like. I appreciate it again, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat